Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now today you find me at Woodcocks Hotel, Bar and Restaurant at Burton Waters near Lincoln.
Morning.
And I've come down here to watch the annual Sevens to the Sea event. The pre-war Austin Seven Club make their way to the seaside town of Cleethorpes on a 100-mile journey across the Lincolnshire countryside and up through the Lincolnshire Woulds. Now I've been told there's around 60 of these magnificent cars going to compete in this annual event. Now the sun is shining, so it's going to make a really good Sevens to the Sea trip for all those taking part, and of course for all those who can actually make the 100-mile journey. Most of these cars are getting to be nearly 100 years old. I'm actually sure there's several here that are over 100 years old. Now, some of you eagle-eyed watchers out there may notice that there are a few cars here that aren't Austin Sevens. There's some big Austins. I believe there's a Morgan and also a Triumph. But they're all friends, and they're all going to take part in this wonderful Sevens to the Sea event. Well, I think most of the vehicles are here now. So now we're going to have some words of advice from the organisers, and then a town crier is going to get his flag out and flag the cars off and wish them well on their journey.
Right, good morning everybody and welcome. The sun may have gone in, but I'm assured it's going to come blisteringly out when we get to Cleethorpes. I'm going to hand you over to Paddy, who's going to give you all sorts of information. It'll probably go in one ear and out the other. I've got two pieces of information. First of all, there are potholes. This is Lincolnshire, and particularly on one of the fords, you need to be very careful. And the second thing is, most of you have been on the run before. If you haven't, you know you park on the esplanade. There will be a marshal to show you where to get in. Now, if it's a nice day, there'll be a huge amount of footfall, and the little tractor goes up and down. We do say, engage first gear, please, first gear on 5 miles an hour. They've stopped other car clubs coming there. We've been managing to come for the last 20 years. We get the licence to occupy, and we have to be sensible. So that's all from me, but for goodness sake, really slow. Thank you. Paddy.
Can you hold the mic for me, please? I've got a sleigh. Right, you've all got your routes, and when we leave here, you'll see that it says straight on at the roundabout. Well, within this complex there's another roundabout. Ignore that, you're heading for the A57 and you're going straight across. If you use this roundabout, go straight across, you'll be in the marina. There'll be a loud splash, and water-cooled engine will have a new meaning. Okay, so as soon as you cross that roundabout, you're into narrow single-track road, and you'll be like that all the way to 7 miles short of Cleethorpes. So you've got very small roads, which is good. Sorry about the last 7 miles, but the only cure to that is if we relocate Cleethorpes 7 miles inland, okay, which will be quite a novel seaside resort, isn't it? So, yeah, right, so page 1. When you get to 5.7 miles, it says straight on. Now, I've had that road specially resurfaced for 1.5 miles. It's so smooth that your tyres will sing, so don't be distressed if you hear them singing to you. And when you get to 8.2, there's a turn right at T-junction. Now that's the A46. At this time of day on a Sunday you should have no problem, but if you're having difficulty doing that right and left, just 100 yards to your left is a roundabout. So you can do a left and then another left. Okay, so that just makes sense. Page 2. When you get to 21.4 miles, near the bottom, you're turning left at T-junction, then you're going to immediately turn right. Now, make sure you turn completely right. Follow the sign for Panton Road, okay? And then when you get to the coffee stop, at the Three Horseshoes, the parking is not in the pub car park, which is in front of the pub, but round the back. So that's that. Coffee, of course, but you need a break, but don't stay too long because you've got some miles to do. And then when you leave the pub, if you have by chance gone in the wrong car park, basically when you come down the lane from the pub, you turn right when you hit the road again, okay? Now then, when you get to 5 miles in the second section, you go through 2 fords. Now, don't play destroyers making the biggest bow wave you can, because the surface under those 2 fords, it's rough. So with common sense you've no problem, but it is rough, so go steady through those 2 fords. And then when you get to the lunch stop, the villagers are really pleased to see us, but there's no official parking, so obviously do as you're told, but park sensibly. But you might be anywhere, pointing in any direction. So when you leave after the lunch stop, remember the direction you were travelling when you approach Walesby, and you're carrying on in the same direction when you leave the village hall. Okay? Yeah.
Kurt and Heather are going to do their best to get you parked up, and the locals are very good. They usually say, you know, block my drive, park on my drive, whatever, but they're really very pleased to see us every year. And when you go in, they're making scones. They've been making scones and all sorts of things, and it's a donation.
Yeah. And then we're on to the last page, and you see at 26.8 you go turning left at a roundabout, and then you turn right at the next roundabout at 27.8. Now, just to confuse you, between those 2 points there are 2 mini roundabouts which are not mentioned in the text. But ignore them, because you're looking for that second roundabout. Turn right, it's got a signpost saying town centre and the promenades and so on. If by chance you've run out of fuel or getting low and you turn left at that roundabout to get the slightly off-piste fuel spot, when you come back to that roundabout, don't do as somebody did last year and turn right again. Obviously you go straight on if you've been off-piste, okay? And when you get to the finish, do as you're told, 5 miles an hour maximum and no daftness. But you should really enjoy it. The potholes are brilliant, but we've had one 1.5 mile section resurfaced specially for you. Yeah. We did the route last week and there were no proposed road closures, so we should be fine. And hopefully the daffodils will still be in bloom, but they looked superb last week. They may just have gone over by now. But have a great day, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paddy. Yeah. Paddy, I'm going to hand you over to John, our town crier, who won't need the microphone. He's got a fantastic voice. And over to you, John.
Hey ye! Hey ye! Hey ye! Lords, ladies and gentlemen, good morrow to you all. From places far and yon, welcome to Lincolnshire for this year's 7 Seas to the Sea run. This iconic event is organised once more to bring joy to the afflicted, all addicted to these lovely old Austins. Rejoice and celebrate the fact that there is no known cure for this affliction. Forget the flat fens and the cabbages to the south, but enjoy instead the peaceful countryside of the wonderful undulating Woulds. This area of outstanding natural beauty will revel many hidden gems as you rattle ever onwards to the coast. Not like lemmings on their annual rush to self-destruction, but as survivors, rejoicing in being part of this incredible Austin brotherhood. Board your treasured machines and revel in their luxury. As you set forth on your latest journey of discovery, may your jets stay clear, your radiators not boil, your cardan blocks clatter not, and your double declutching be slick and silent. When my flag falls, may your spirits rise as you speed away towards that welcome finish on the prom. May today's event live long in your memory. Safe travel and have fun, lots of fun. God bless you all, and God save the King.
God save the King. Thank you, John. Thank you. Right, take your time, don't use your own common sense, don't follow the one in front, because they might be going the wrong way.
Well, sadly, that's all we have time for from the Sevens to the Sea here at Woodcocks Hotel, Bar and Restaurant. So I'd like to wish all those magnificent men and women in these wonderful machines a safe journey as they pass through the Lincolnshire countryside, up through the Lincolnshire Woulds, and then down to the town of Cleethorpes and down to the seaside. Well, that's all I have time for, so thank you all so very, very much for watching, and please, everybody out there in YouTube land, stay safe, and I will see you all again soon in the next video. Take care now.